Welcome back, Otaku. We have another awesome show for you this week.
Today we catch up with Lili, a J-pop electronic singer straight out of Brisbane.
We also spend some time with up-and-coming Melbourne-based cosplayer Rosie on a location shoot.
And we have our very first It's Japandaman giveaway. Giveaways!
But for now, have you noticed how many anime characters end up in temples or shrines?
I did notice that, Japandaman.
So what we thought we'd do is head back to Japan and have a look at our favourite temple locations.
The Shinto shrines and Buddhist temples in Japan are considered to be amongst the most famous, numerous and important religious buildings in the world. Kyoto alone is believed to have more than 2,000 shrines and temples. Most shrines and temples are surrounded by beautiful Japanese gardens and are often the setting for local festivals and traditional weddings. It's not only the big cities where you find majestic Buddhist temples and Shinto shrines. Nearly every Japanese village has its own shrine or temple. One of Tokyo's most famous shrines, the Meiji Jingu Shrine, is found in the heart of the hustle and bustle of the city. Sitting right next to Harajuku Station, the shrine is completely surrounded by over 120,000 stunning evergreen trees. Kiyomitsu-dera Temple, or the Pure Water Temple, sits high above Kyoto with a majestic view. The temple is one of the country's most celebrated, with a massive wooden veranda that is held together without the help of a single nail or screw. Kinkakuji, or the Golden Pavilion, is a Zen Buddhist temple in northern Kyoto. The 3-story temple is covered in real gold leaf. It's surrounded by a stunning Japanese garden and sits over an elaborate pond that shows the building's reflection. Itsukushima Shrine is a Shinto shrine on the island of Itsukushima, and it's widely known for its floating torii gate. Both the shrine and the gate are unique as they were built over water and seemingly float in the sea during the high tide. And finally, Sensoji Temple, one of the oldest surviving temples from the early 7th century, can be found in the older part of Asakusa, Tokyo. The temple complex boasts a bustling market full of Japanese snacks and souvenirs and is surrounded by traditional Japanese gardens and ponds teeming with koi fish.
Oh my god, those temples are sugoi!
The Golden Pavilion in Kyoto has to be seen to be believed. It's actually quite amazing.
Oh, I've got to go check that out when we visit Japan later in the year. Yay! But for now, check out our interview with Lili. She's an absolute star.
So we're here today with Lili, a singer from Brisbane. Lili, thank you so much for your time today.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks.
Thank you so much for joining us. So, what sort of genre would you say you fall into? Are you J-pop, are you electronic or dance, or what kind of thing?
I'd probably say I'm a bit of everything. So definitely pop, definitely dance. My songs have a ton of bass in them and they're good for dancing too, I think.
Cool.
We sort of found that you kind of your own kind of genre. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's probably right. I mean, my producer and I, we have a lot of trouble defining the genre. So like I'll bring in a new song to the studio and I'm just like, so what genre is this? And he just goes, not again. I don't know.
It's Lili, you're unique. I love it.
It's Lili genre. Now, I guess, what kind of response have you had, to your music so far?
Fantastic response. I could never have imagined the amount of traffic that my Facebook page would get and my SoundCloud would get, everything. Like since I started, it was just kind of, I want to share something with my friends and family, and then it just kind of took off, and yeah, it was amazing.
So cool.
Where did you get the inspiration to kind of start singing in Japanese and all that kind of stuff? Because it really is quite unique as well.
Yep. Anime, I would have to say.
Anime.
I'm a big fan. I've been watching it since I was about 7 or 6.
We'll all get along fine.
Yeah, and I first started singing along to the theme songs, and it wasn't until I was probably about 19 that I went to my friend Tomohiro and I was like, oh, do you think maybe we could have some of these lyrics translated? And he was like, yeah, we can do something. So since then to now, Tomohiro and I have been working on lyrics together. So I write the English lyrics and then we work together to translate them into Japanese.
It would be kind of hard to figure out what's going to work in Japanese just with the structure of the language and that kind of stuff. Do you ever find it doesn't quite fit and you have to change it?
Yep, all the time. He gets so angry at me because I use a lot of metaphors and like the lyrics are very poetic in English, and he's like, what am I supposed to do with this?
What am I going to do with this? I can't,
this metaphor doesn't exist in Japanese. You have to rewrite this. Like, okay.
You just can't work under these conditions. It's terrible.
So we read that you recently, last year did a tour in Japan. So tell us a bit about that. How did that go?
That went really, really great. I was so excited to go. My tour went for about 3 weeks, and
wow.
I did concerts in Shibuya, Shimokitazawa, and Akasaka.
So with that in mind, how often do you get to Japan?
Not often enough. I would love to go back, and we're planning on it next year. Yeah.
That's it.
For a holiday or for touring or?
Probably a bit of both. Yeah, a bit of shopping, a bit of touring, and a couple of concerts we're putting together. Yeah.
That's it. Hopefully we can
Awesome.
have a season 2 meet up with Lili again. That would be awesome.
That would be great for sure.
So have you done any Australian tours or anything like that? How do you find that goes compared with the Japanese tours and that kind of thing?
The response I get in Australia is probably a bit better than what I got in Japan, actually.
Really?
Yeah, there's thanks to like Neko Nation, bringing the whole community together.
Yeah.
It's really great to have that kind of support in my own country, especially when I sing in a different language.
So what's coming up next for you? Are there new music, tours, or what's going on with you next?
Yeah, we've got a couple of new songs coming out, and we have a really exciting tour coming up next year in April. And that's with Neko Nation, and that is an
Awesome.
Australia-wide tour.
Oh, so you're going to be coming back here?
Yes,
Awesome.
Hopefully. Yeah, so
Totally
capital
right.
cities.
Capital cities, awesome.
Yeah.
Look out at Japandaman.com. We will post those tour
We will
dates
have all the
on
information.
there.
Yep.
So if people are sort of after some of your tracks, like downloading them, stuff like that, where can they get your music from?
Anywhere. It's available all across the internet. iTunes, CD Baby, TuneCore, Google Play, Spotify.
Everywhere. You can't hide from it.
No,
That's it.
everywhere you turn.
That's just the way we like it.
Yes.
That's it. So to all your fans out there in YouTube land, friends and family, is there anything you'd like to say to them?
Yes, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's given me support so far. It really means a lot to me, and it means that I can continue doing what I love, which is making music for you.
All right, this has been Lili on It's Japan Man, and she has been an absolute delight to have. Thank you so much for coming and being
Thank you
part
so
of our
much.
Uh,
show.
Thank you, you're welcome, and thanks for having me.
Oh my God, we love Lili. We are such big fans of her work.
You may have noticed we use quite a bit of her music on the show as well.
And because of that, we have 3 of her Hello Tokyo EPs to give away.
To enter the draw, simply send us an email with your name and address to ijm@japandaman.com telling us your favourite Lili song.
Winners will be announced via email and on a special news flash. And next up, it's Steph with Game Declassified.
This week, Steph takes a look at a more light-hearted series, Harvest Moon.
Harvest Moon, known as Bokujo Monogatari in Japan, is a farming simulator RPG series. In most of the games, the protagonist inherits an old rundown farm and whilst restoring it to its former glory, also becomes an important part of the townspeople's lives. The main gameplay of the Harvest Moon series has the player tend to crops and livestock, meet and make friends with the townspeople and people of the surrounding areas, and also meet love interests and eventually marry. The first Harvest Moon game was released for Super Nintendo Entertainment System in 1996. Since then, the series has spawned many sequels and spin-offs, including the Rune Factory series. The games often break down time into hours and seasons, giving the player a limited amount of time to complete tasks throughout the day. A Harvest Moon season usually lasts 30 days, and crops, wild harvests, weather and festivals will change based on the current season. The player is also limited by the amount of energy they start with at each new day. This can be managed, increased or decreased by different means. The other charm of the series is its large roster of characters and potential love interests you can interact with. Gaining the trust and friendship of the various NPCs in town will allow the player to learn more about the lives and backstories of the characters. As a simulation, you can also expect that a Harvest Moon game will allow you to manage your farm, decorate and expand the farmhouse, upgrade your tools to make them more efficient, and even cook and create meals and gifts for the town. The next installment in the Harvest Moon series, Hometown Story, is already out in Japan and North America, but will be reaching our shores sometime in 2014. This has been Steph with Game Declassified.
Okay guys, so we're here with Rosie, an amazing up-and-coming cosplayer in the Australian scene, who you guys were lucky enough to see in the Spice and Wolf shoot with our good friend Neil Creek. Rosie, it's a pleasure to have you here.
It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Anytime.
Now, I guess we'll just get right into the meat of it. Rosie, how long have you been cosplaying for?
Probably professionally cosplaying for 2 years, so that's making my own costumes, and for about 4 years for also buying costumes.
How did you originally get into cosplay? What sort of triggered your fancy?
I guess getting involved in the whole scene, so anime, manga, and also just knowing a lot of people, a lot of my friends are into it. So a good friend of mine, Lexi, probably watching.
Shout out, woo!
Yeah, she really encouraged me to come to Supernova in Brisbane, my first time in 2010. So that was my first ever time. I loved it, absolutely loved it.
Awesome,
Cool.
Brisbane Nova is super cool.
What inspires you to want to cosplay a particular character?
Such a hard question. Definitely the character's personality. So I watch obviously a lot of anime, also American cartoons. So yeah, definitely just the character's personality and their costume and how they carry themselves, because that's also a big part of cosplay.
Have you faced any challenges while on shoots or making costumes or anything like that?
Probably sometimes some costumes can be incredibly challenging, but also just the way you're perceived, I guess. Cosplay is still quite an unusual thing, so if you walk around the city sometimes people can get a little bit confused or they're not sure what's going on, so that can be a bit challenging, but other than that it's just so much fun.
What's been your most challenging outfit to date as far as making it?
As far as making it, this costume is actually fully made by me, including the tail.
Yeah.
So this tail is actually it's actually yarn. It took me 40 hours to brush that yarn and then straighten it with a hair straightener and then sew it. So
Wow.
That is commitment right there.
that was a big project. That's definitely the most challenging.
So would you say you have any idols in the cosplay scene or someone you might look up to as a mentor?
Definitely. So shout out to Jess Meads.
Woo!
Look her up too.
Yeah, Jess Meads and also May Hikari. Yeah, she's awesome. Definitely my idols. Jess specifically she does a lot of tutorials online. Helps you to make your costume. She's helped me a lot with posing, with photography. Yeah, she's definitely my idol.
That's the great thing about the cosplay community as well. Everyone helps everyone and mentors and does tutorials. It's just fantastic.
It's a great community.
Yeah. So, how many outfits do you currently own at the moment?
That's such a hard question. Bits and pieces of upwards of 20 or more. Obviously, cosplay is not just about having the full outfit. There's also like closet cosplay. You can just cosplay a casual character. So dozens and dozens.
So where do you see yourself in the future with cosplay? Do you have anything coming up with like outfits or collaborations or anything fun we can get a quick snap of?
Yes, so I'm doing a group, I don't know if anyone's heard of Archer. It's an American TV series. So I'm
Archer's
doing
cool.
a huge group with every single character in the whole series. So I'll be, I won't tell you who.
Secret!
She wears a white hat, so yeah.
You're gonna have to keep an eye on her Facebook page and everything to see what's going on.
So that'll be in the Supernova for Melbourne Supernova.
Ah,
So-
awesome.
Everybody come down to Melbourne Supernova! So if there was one ultimate or impossible cosplay that you could do, what would it be? I'm talking anything.
Yeah, Destination of Smaug, so Smaug, the dragon.
Mm.
I'm all over that. That would be amazing. If I could do the armor and be a dragon, that would be a dream. But
If you could be a dragon, be a dragon.
that's like the top most difficult,
Yeah, it's like
ridiculous cosplay.
Never gonna happen, but we can dream.
Never gonna happen, but I have a dream.
have a
You
dream.
never know, one day.
Maybe.
Out of everything you've cosplayed, so far, what's been your most favourite?
I really love my Katarina cosplay. I was really fun to wear that one to PAX last year. But I have to say, for personality of the character, for having fun making the costume, and just fun in general, this cosplay. It's my absolute favourite.
Definitely reflects. We love this outfit. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So are you self-taught when it comes to making cosplays, or have you had lessons or anything like that?
I haven't really had lessons, but as I said, Jessamine has helped me so much with cutting wigs, with sewing. My mum taught me a lot of sewing. I've made a lot of mistakes and just kept going and then redid things, so a lot of self-taught and just help from friends mostly.
True. Tutorials and making mistakes should be the essence of cosplay.
Lots of mistakes, but that's what it's all about.
Yep.
It's all worth it in the end.
Rosie, thank you so much for your time today. It's been really, really good to interview you. So the next thing that we're going to be seeing you at is the Melbourne Supernova, is that correct?
That's right.
Awesome. Well, we'll keep an eye out for you then, and we'll provide links to your Facebook page as well, so everyone can check you out. But thank you once again.
No problem. Thanks so much for having me.
We wish you all the luck for the future, Rosie, and be sure to plug you every chance we get. Okay guys, it's time for our anime review for this week. Prepare yourselves, we are about to review the anime that was dubbed Anime of the Year by many a person, Attack on Titan.
I went into this anime, I guess, with a lot of expectations.
Massive expectations.
Having heard such claims like this, anime of 2013 and the animated watch, and I have to say that I feel like on so many levels, it does deserve that title, but yet on some other levels, I feel like it just quite didn't hit the mark.
Didn't quite get there, yeah. I absolutely loved the start. I went into it, I got into it, it got me hooked. I went up, this is awesome, and then, we're going another direction than I thought we were going to go, and I was sort of like, what's up with that?
Yeah, I know what you mean, it's like the first half of the whole season. Like the first early episodes were just absolutely amazing.
Awesome.
Like with the 3D maneuvering equipment and the way they just fly through the air.
The way they captured the movement with the animation was absolutely brilliant. The sense of speed that they gave you with the shoom shoom and all the smoke coming out, or steam, or it is steam, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it is. That was just awesome and something completely new. I hadn't seen anything like that before.
Yeah, definitely have to give a big nod as well to the to the aforementioned art style. It was fantastic. The music I thought was really, it just built up the atmosphere and the tension so much. And especially I was a huge fan of the OP for the first half.
Yeah, see, I didn't really like the actual OP, but I do understand that it really reflected the style of the anime. It added to the atmosphere and all that kind of stuff, so I can definitely appreciate it for that.
Yeah, that's definitely, and also just with regards to the story, there's such a rich roster of characters.
Yes.
Definitely I'd have to say that my favorite character was Mikasa.
Gee, what a surprise, right?
Well, she's just so badass. She just takes no prisoners. She knows what has to be done. She has this real look of determination on her face. So,
That's so true.
who was your favorite character?
Levi, all the girls holla!
No surprise there.
I really found that this anime had a character for everyone, I guess you could say. It had the brainy, quiet one, it had the female badass, it had the sexy, cool Levi, and all the other characters, just awesome. I love the character development. It made me feel like I knew the characters and all that kind of stuff. The only issue I had was perhaps some of the character development with Mikasa. I found that we got her backstory and her involvement with Eren and all that kind of stuff, and that was all fantastic. And then halfway through, they kind of stopped developing her, and that was just Mikasa, and that was it. That's the way it was. So.
I think that leads as well into, with the story development, as in, with regards to the early episodes, it felt like it was going somewhere. And then, towards the second half, it's almost like it just comes across like there's a bit of filler episodes where not much is actually going on, and it's just a lot of talking, and it just comes across like a lot of repetition. So, in summing up, I felt like it's a great anime. It really is. I can see why there's a big attraction for it. It's got likable characters. It's got a really, really good story. Even though, as I said, towards the end, it slows down a bit. But look, I have to give props where it's due. There's a lot of, technical achievement definitely in the show. I'd probably comfortably have to give it, I'd give it 4 out of 5 kendos.
Yeah, I'm the same. I would definitely give it 4 out of 5. No lower, no higher. I thought it did kind of let me down a little bit in the middle because I thought it was going somewhere super exciting and then it went somewhere else.
Yeah.
But in saying that, I have to say it's definitely got me hooked on to wanting to watch season 2 when it comes out.
Definitely.
Everyone should be out sometime this year, so I know a lot of people got to be excited. So I pretty much say I would give it a solid 4 out of 5 kindos for this one. Well guys, that's the end of another episode.
But join us next week when we hit up the Japanese Summer Festival at Federation Square.
We were lucky enough to get a one-on-one interview with the organisers to see exactly what's involved in getting an awesome festival happening.
And don't forget, you can always reach us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and email.
Thanks for watching guys, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Ka-ping!
Until next time, I'm Japandaman.
And I'm Neko, signing off.
Matane!
Yeah.